him and King and Dark. And essentially, what he said, hold on. Okay, so are you listening or are you MDTing right now?
Let me do this just real quick. Classified A. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm going to have to talk to the mayor about this. Go ahead.
Okay. So, we asked Reed where he got the gun, the LMG.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, quickly before I go into that, you know the second one we found that I couldn't find in any it didn't have any reports attached to it?
Yeah, there was 4 total, one of which didn't tie. Yep.
It's in the locker. It's not missing. It's in the locker of that whole Darkstone Great Ocean Highway incident, but we don't know where it came from because it's in nobody's statement.
Oh. Classic.
Okay, so anyway, the Reed meeting, we met with him. We asked him where he got the LMG. He said that he met up with a previous employer of his, which he didn't name. He didn't name the previous employer. He said that it was 2 brothers. And at that point, my brain was like, okay, I know exactly who. He used to work for Michael Simone and with Nick Simone.
Oh, that is true.
So he says he went to their island. They have an island, apparently. And we have searched the entire East Coast, literally as far as with the fucking boat, right? We searched everywhere for that island.
Yeah.
He says there's a tiki bar on it. We could not find it.
No.
Exist.
I know what he's talking about. That island is shrouded by very tough waters. I've been to the island.
Okay, so yeah, we searched for it. It doesn't fucking exist. Like, it may have existed years ago, but it's eroded away now. It's gone. Mm-hmm. So he said, yeah, it was their island. There was a tiki bar on it, and he met up with them there.
Reed is so good.
Get this merchandise. And when he was there, he also noticed that there were a bunch of people there, a whole group of people with no faces. And I said, well, you're talking about the faceless? And he was like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Like, he didn't want to name them specifically, but he said that the faceless were there. Or the people with no faces were there. And that the LMG was a gift from his previous employer for stuff that he had done for him in the past. Which doesn't make sense. But the big thing, right, is that the whole reason he wanted to tell us this information is because he believes there's corruption happening, because the 2 brothers that were there, his previous employers, one of them had their wife there. Their wife being somebody who now works for the Blaine County Mayor's office.
Yeah, that's Veronica Mars. Yeah.
So it's Nick Simone, Michael Simone, and he's claiming Veronica Mars was there at this meeting on this island with the faceless.
I mean, there may be some truth to that, but we're talking like 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago.
Right. No, but he's saying this happened recently.
That he's delusional.
We searched high and low for the island. It doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense as to why he would be telling us this information. Like, what's he trying to achieve by telling us this information? None of it really adds up. The gun is rusted as fuck.
I can provide some context. So Michael Simone was probably one of the biggest arms dealers in the city.
Okay.
And he used to run Hades. Not this iteration of Hades. This is like some scuffed version. But like Hades Corp. That's not something we found out till much later, but there's a guy named William Gunner was in the police force, and not much different than what happens today. We had apparently a raid was being conducted for someone's wedding ring, and the entire PD is looking for it. I didn't know about this. I was dealing with like command shit. This, that, and the third. So I was busy for 2 hours. I get done. I get my car. I begin to drive. And not a minute, 30 seconds later, I see William Gunner in an RV screaming, Brian, I need help. There's a car bomb on this. And I'm like, what? I call it on radio. Some dumb fuck that isn't in the PD anymore screams, we're in a raid right now. What are you doing? Come over here. I'm like, there's a fucking bomb on Gunner's car. Like... They're like, we're in a raid. You're going to get in trouble. I swear to God. And I'm like, yo, fuck this. Like, what are you, dumb? Like, so I turn off radio because I'm like, this person's brain dead. And I try to save Gunner. Gunner gets out of the RV. I tell him to slow it down, hop out. As soon as I go to check it, it blows up. And then I hear on the radio, that better not be Brian. I'm gonna get him fired. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, PD, we had some cooked people at one point. Still do, but anyways. Lo and behold, I start pulling at this. Come to learn that it is this guy named Michael Simone. Come to find a crate, very similar to the crates that we have found, stacked with fucking guns. Simone is now sniping fucking cops, preventing raids on his property. This, that, the third. We kicked the doors into his property on Milton. 4 floors, many hidden rooms. And that's where we found the code locker to a crate on a ship down the Russian docks. Fast forward, this guy's bombing shit, this, that, and the third. I eventually catch him, like, fakes his death. We have cops that are helping him because he's a nice guy, right? Like, in other words, giving him reports, giving him information of us tracking. So every, like, not much different than now, where we have detectives who are working day in and day out, and they, finally uncover a way to get him. And, like, within 24 hours, 48 hours, it's leaked. Okay. So Michael had money. He had power and influence. Nick was his brother, Nick Simone. He actually runs the airline business down in LSI. He used to own the hospital. It was called like the Nick Simone Medical Center or something, or the Simone Medical Center, something like that. Nick was like the Civ brother, and Michael was the like criminal brother. They had tensions between themselves, but they didn't. Like, there was a whole like thing. Nick, however, did flirt with a little bit of criminality. Now, they had so much money that they had an island with a tiki bar, this, that, and the third, and they would fly people there occasionally. Reed eventually used to work for Michael and in some ways Nick. Think of it as like Nick was like the less in your face one. So he would lean on someone like Reed, but specifically a group called the Diamond Dogs to do things on his behalf. So let's say someone was fucking around at the hospital or whatever. Nick would talk to Reed, and Reed would use his Diamond Dogs to go do his bidding. So where I'm going with all this is I'm sure Nick was into some shady shit, but it wasn't obvious. It was discreet. And it would not surprise me if Reed is like he's cooked. You have to understand, this guy has been fried, like fucked, like beyond comprehension. And he may be assimilating a recent event with a past event. A past event where I do believe that he was at that island many years ago, though, with Nick, with Michael, with Veronica Mars. And it is entirely possible he met with the Faceless. But for some reason, he believes that his acquisition of this gun is from way back when. And I say that in that Reed does believe in self-preservation. So I am inclined to believe he's telling his truth. He just doesn't realize that there's like a fucking 7-year gap in that memory of his.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Poor Maeve's gonna be talking for the next 10 minutes to a ghost. I mean, Reed could be lying, but based on what Brian knows about Reed, it's more plausible he's just fucked. Like, mentally fucked. And that's a more interesting idea anyways than, oh, he just lied. I mean, Reed has been, but there's different like levels of it, no? He's like more and more fucked up. Yeah. Oh my God, she drove all the way up here.
Hello, where are you?
I am back at the turn off to grape seed.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I realized I had a head pop like right as I finished my sentence, and I'm like, I wonder how long Maeve's gonna be talking before she realizes.
I got to the diner.
Yeah. All right, that's not too bad. Could have been worse.
It could have been much worse. You know what's funny though is because you usually like are quite talkative. I was like, why has he gone quiet?
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Your yapping saved you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so what I was saying, what I was asking you was, why do you think that he now decided to call up King and say, hey, I've got an LMG? And King was like, okay, that's odd. And then
it's not that we found him with the LMG.
He decided to call King, tell him he had an LMG. And then when King, I guess, didn't do much about it because we didn't have much proof, he then pulls up to Nova, pulls the LMG out and says, do I have your attention now? And then gets into a chase with us, throws the LMG out the window. We arrest him and he's like, I want to talk to Dark. I need to talk to Dark. I have information. I'm scared. I'm like, what? Because it's not like he was trying to get out of the charges. Like, I charged him today and he was like, yep, send me up, you're good. Like, charge me for it. But he just so badly wanted to get this information to Dark, and I guess he let me and King be there for the conversation too.
Something is cooked. Okay, I didn't know that first part.
Yeah. It's a big part of it. Hang on, I really need to get food or I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Oh my god, there's shot. Do you have food?
Yeah, I got food.
Yeah, so he like purposely got himself into this situation, brandished this gun in front of us and said, now do I have your attention? Oh my god, thank you.
That is okay. This entire time I thought we just happened to have found him with it.
No, he came to us. But the thing is, why did he not just come to us and hand it in? Like, why didn't he just turn up to PD and be like, hi, I've got this gun, I want to give it to you? He made it seem as if we caught him and arrested him. To anyone from the outside. And then when we had him in the cells, his immediate thing was, I need to talk to Dark, I've got information, I really need this conversation with him.
I feel okay, so I take back the cook. Maybe he found it and he had like a psychotic breakdown. Like PTSD settling in, right? You came across this thing. Maybe he remembered he had it, or maybe he found it off the shore and he thought that's where it was from. Or it might be a more clever, tactic he's playing, which I kind of doubt. Or he was put up to do something. Like, have we checked for cameras?
Cameras were?
Wherever you would have had access to, like, on the way to interrogation?
Not really. I mean, it was inside MRPD. That's where we took him. Oh, okay. Sorry. And another thing, when we had him in interrogation, like, we were on radio, like, Reed's got an LMG.
Chat, we got better tea than this. She's probably going to crash out when we tell her.
Veronica was on duty as EMS, so she could hear everything. And we had no idea that, she was somehow, tied into his story.
Who was this?
Veronica.
Wait, how did she?
Duty. So because we were on, it was like a regular thing. We had no idea that she might have had something to do with it, or that he was going to say stuff about her. So we were just going about our normal duties of hey, there's a guy with a gun. We've got 195. Blah, blah, blah. As the process goes. And then me and King were in interrogation with him, okay, so what do you want to tell us? All this stuff. He said, well, it's got something to do with FACELESS, but I can't give too much. I want to talk to Dark. Veronica then calls King during the interrogation. He doesn't pick up. he calls her back and she tells him if Reed is trying to pin this on Nick, he's been doing this for like weeks now. Every time like he gets in trouble, he's been trying to blame Nick for stuff and pin Nick, like frame him.
Okay, that is kind of Reed-like. That might be
like,
a valid.
Okay, well, like, yeah, like that makes sense, right? I can see Reed doing that, but I couldn't find any reports of that, and I'm thinking. So she heard that all going down, and her first thought is, I need to call King and tell him that whatever Reed's about to say it's not true. Nick, you know, like she knew that he was going to go in there and blame Nick for something, and he did. Without dropping a specific name. So she somewhat like confirmed that he's talking about Nick, talking about her. I don't think she knows that he named her as being on this fucking island with the Faceless. But I just don't, I can't piece it together. Like it's really just a confusing story overall. I don't know what his motives are.
The more you're bringing it up, like the more I've heard this, like the full breadth of this, the more my gut is telling me this is Reed perhaps being mad at Nick for whatever it might be and trying to seek revenge by trying to send us at Nick by making Veronica exactly, to put a lens on them when one should not exist, right? Just to give them a hard time. Because
the island doesn't exist, right? It's not there.
I wouldn't say that it doesn't exist. I mean, the island used to be very far away. Like, I don't think our helicopters have the ability to go far enough anymore. You know, we have limited, you know, aeronautic equipment.
Moved it further out. Whatever.
Oh, I mean, so to give you a better idea, Sanguine used to be the distance of the length of this island, like from top to bottom, like north to south length, times like 3, like times 2 or 3.
Hell.
Yeah, so we don't have like our helicopters and our boats. We don't like, it's not equipped with the navigational systems needed to get that far.
Okay,
and
so right
that
now,
island was
no
like
possible way to get there.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So so it's probably there. We just don't have the ability to get far enough. Now Nick could get there. I would speculate, because not only is he the head of air, but he probably has the ability, the know-how to. But I want to be clear here. I'm not suggesting that any of what Reed is saying is anything recent. But
yeah,
I don't want to take out the option that Nick might be able to fly a helicopter there.
Right.
So what if I were to tell you I got more brain rattling tea?
Okay, go for it. Your turn.
So, Smith?
Actually, can you drive?
Yeah.
I need to order a burrito to the BCSO.